Sit back because we've got the #1 best thing about being married. Plus, Anthony Scaramucci is escorted from the White House. Our 6 comedians are here live, and I cannot wait to hear what they have to say.
Tonight on Punchline, 2 teams of comedians use today's headlines to come up with the best punchlines. Playing for the West Coast, Gleib, Maggie Maye, and Heather McDonald. Playing for the East Coast, Arora, Franjola, and Charles McBee. And now, Punchline. Here's your host, Marc Istook.
I'm not even the one clapping, and my hands are hurting because this audience was clapping so loudly. Welcome to Punchline, everybody. Tonight, we have a classic battle. It is New York versus LA, Biggie versus Tupac, East Coast versus West Coast. Who will make funnier jokes about today's headlines? Well, here to settle the feud with their votes is our live studio audience here in Hollywood. And also, if you're watching live in Atlanta or Minneapolis or on Facebook Live, you can vote too at playpunchline.com. And the rest of America, just pick a side because we are ready to go to battle. Let's hear it for our West Coasters tonight. How about our East Coasters? You guys are a little bit of a disadvantage given where we're physically located, but I'm confident that you can make a game out of this one as we get started. In the first round, punchlines are worth 50 points, so let's go ahead and get started with this headline. Discovery Networks is acquiring the Scripps Networks for almost $12 billion, which means one company will now own just about every single lifestyle channel. That includes Animal Planet, Discovery, Food, HGTV, Travel. So comedians, based on your lifestyle, what network are they missing? Go. Maggie.
The reheated drive-through food network.
My favorite. Heather.
Chardonnay and Tears.
Oh, it's so sad. Ben.
Porn and country.
Chris. Very popular in the Midwest. Chris.
The Old Guy in the Club network.
Ben.
There shouldn't be any more of these stupid niche cable networks. Talk to your family.
There are a lot of networks. Heather. Ooh.
Real Housewives with less money.
Charles.
The He Did What network. It's just me watching CNN going, he did what?
Ben.
Weed TV.
That's all of the networks.
My life.
Chris.
Take a picture of your food network.
That's Instagram. Yes, all right. They need like a cheesy TV host network. I would have done it all the time. All right, East Coast or West Coast audience, who's funniest? East Coasters. Off to a good start. You guys got a little dominant in the buzzer, but you had the good joke. So it is 50-0 as we get ready to play a little fast and slogan. Starbucks just unveiled a new coffee drink that combines cold brewed coffee and beef jerky. Yes, cold brewed coffee and beef jerky. Sounds terrible, but they are calling it Pepper Nitro. So comedians, come up with a slogan for this new Starbucks treat. Go. Heather.
It's better than the original title, Crappuccino.
Casey.
It's Starbucks' signature divorce blend.
Chris.
The Pepper Nitro, because everybody should know what it tastes like to make out with Mickey Rourke.
Ben.
Pepper Nitro when you hate your tongue.
Charles.
Pepper Nitro for when you got money like Bill Gates, but the class of Larry the Cable Guy.
Get it on, Ben.
It's cool and jerky like every guy you dated in high school.
Maggie.
Pepper Nitro. Who says you can't chew coffee?
Chris.
Pepper Nitro, I'll be damned. He is making America great again.
All right, folks, time to vote. Oh, boy, I can't imagine that's going to be good, but the East Coasters won. How about that? An early 100-0 lead as we move on to this is kind of a serious topic, folks. The U.S. marriage rate has been falling for decades now, with fewer couples getting married each year. So, comedians, let's help out marriage. What is the best thing about being married? Go, Casey.
Side chicks now get called mistresses.
Ben.
Getting divorced.
I don't think that's the best thing. Heather.
Death benefits.
Yes! Maggie.
You will let somebody to avenge you if you ever need it.
That's right. Vengeance. Ben.
You only get to sleep with one person the rest of your life. Isn't that awesome?
So convincing. Chris.
The only person besides your wife you have to see naked again is Lena Dunham.
Casey.
Say good riddance to trying.
Ben.
You get to wear your wife's clothes when she goes to work.
Heather.
Say on Facebook that you married your best friend.
All right, time's up, everybody. Let's get the votes in. West Coast, East Coast. Who would you like to marry?
Yeah.
Finally on the board now. It is 100-50 as we continue. Maybe you saw the news. White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci fired yesterday, and he was escorted from the White House too, by the way, which is, yeah, there you go. Screwed the mooch. Now, imagine that he walked out with a box filled with personal items. What items would be in Scaramucci's cardboard box? Go. Casey.
A full bottle of antipsychotics.
Heather.
Ivanka Trump's discontinued Trump pumps.
Ben.
Vaseline from his last visit to the White House. To the Oval Office. Oval Office.
Chris.
His signed headshot of freaking Tony Danza.
Maggie.
So much hair product.
So much hair product. Charles.
A Post-it note from Sean Spicer that said, "I told you so."
Ben.
A card from Steve Bannon saying, "Who's the sucker now?"
Maggie.
His continuing education certificate from Trump University.
Ben.
87 unsold Mooch Rocks t-shirts.
I feel like the punchlines there lasted about as long as his time in office did. All right, let's get the votes and see if the folks liked the East Coast or the West Coast. We are all tied up at the end of round one, but coming up, George and Amal Clooney are starting their own schools. How about that? Plus, the #1 scariest place in America to spend the night. Punchline, we'll be right back. I'm TV's Marc Istook, and you may know me from the news and other stuff. Well, we're bringing you the news everyone is talking about because we're joking about it. So like, follow, and subscribe to Punchline.
We're back with more Punchline and your host, Marc Istook.
I knew it was going to be heated tonight, and it has turned out to be. We are all tied up with our battle between the East Coast and the West Coast. Both teams have 100 points, but you can help break that tie by voting. If you're watching us live in Atlanta or Minneapolis or on Facebook Live, go to playpunchline.com and help settle it once and for all. Where would you like to live if you didn't live in Middle America? New York, LA? Make the choice. In this round, all the punchlines are worth 100 points. And if you guys are ready, let's get started, shall we? Going to play a little fast and slogan. In Nevada, there's a small town where there is a hotel called the Clown Motel, which is for sale. This place has been called the scariest motel in America. There's an enormous clown collection. There's a cemetery next door. They've got clowns dangling over some of the beds. So comedians, let's help out the new owner. What is a new slogan for the Clown Motel? Go. Ben.
We're going out of business.
Maggie.
Clown Motel. Come for the clowns, stay because you're cursed.
Charles.
Clown Motel. Could be worse. Could be a Holiday Inn Express.
Casey.
So much vacancy.
Chris.
Sorry about the one parking space. All these clowns drove here in the same car.
Next. Maggie.
Clown Hotel. It's scarier than you even can imagine.
Heather.
Clown Hotel. Ironic hipsters welcome.
Ben.
If you had to visit the cemetery next door and wanted your night to end even worse.
All right, time's up. Let's get the votes in for the East Coast or the West Coast. That is a terrifying picture, by the way. Thank God it's gone.
You got this.
There's no way I'm staying in a Clown Motel, by the way. Let's just say that right now. 200 to 100, our East Coasters have a lead.
Our weather's better.
We're all staying in the same hotel room. It's going to be a rough night.
Yeah, bet.
All right, it's a rough night right now for me as
We're
I
coming in a
continue
clown
reading
suit.
our next headline. The 2018 Ford Mustang has a mute button. That's a pretty cool feature, right? A little button you press that will quiet the engine and makes it about half as loud. So comedians, aside from your Punchline host, what else should get a mute button? Go. Ben.
That team right there.
Casey.
People who like La La Land.
I like that movie, Ben.
I really loved La La Land. How dare you?
Maggie.
A bunch of y'all. I'm not gonna name your names, but you know who you are.
Charles.
DJs who talk over the music. Shut up!
Ben.
Specifically, Chris Franjola.
Ben.
Also, Charles McBee.
What?
Ben.
KC Arora.
Casey Arora.
Please, someone quiet Ben Gleib.
Maggie.
Anyone who ever writes, well, actually, on a woman's Facebook post.
Well, actually, no.
Backseat drivers.
All right, audience, no mute button on you. Let's get the votes in and see who you like, East Coast or West Coast. There it is. 200 to 200. As we get ready to play a little Name That board game. Now, board game sales are through the roof lately, up about 21%, and some classic games have introduced a ton of spin-offs. So comedians, if you wanted to sell a lot of board games, which spin-off would you create? Go. Heather.
Apples to Apples, the cold pressed juice version.
Maggie.
Settlers of Coachella.
Charles.
From the makers of Passive Aggressive, sorry, not sorry.
Ben.
Shoots and Adderall.
Chris.
Operation, the Caitlyn Jenner edition.
Ben.
Asian American checkers.
Charles.
Black Scrabble, when you just throw the pieces down and you gotta know if they're random letters or a black person's name.
Casey.
From the makers of Shoots and Ladders, Shoots and Acquittals, Police Edition.
Probably a good time to end that category, don't you think? Let's go to the board and see what our audience had to say with their vote.
We got this. No.
60% to the East Coast. That brings us to the end of round two. East Coasters are leading the West Coasters by a score of 300 to 200, but we got more coming up, like George and Amal Clooney opening 7 schools. We'll tell you about that. Plus, you're not going to believe what science has just discovered about millennials. It doesn't have anything to do with avocado toast. All right, Punchline, we'll be right back. If you liked what you just saw, swipe right. Oh, that's another. Oh, I'm sorry. Follow us on Punchline. That's a whole different thing.
We're back with your host, Marc Istook.
Hey, put that down. That's not yours yet. You got a long way to go right now, especially with your team trailing 200 to 300.
That's why I was stealing.
Yeah, exactly why. Hey, welcome back to Punchline. As I said, our East Coasters have a 100-point lead. Every vote counts, though. So if you were watching live in Atlanta or Minneapolis or on Facebook Live, go to playpunchline.com. Make your vote heard tonight because this is going to come down to the wire, I think, as we get ready for round 3, where punchlines are worth 150 points. Let's get to it. George and Amal Clooney are partnering with UNICEF, and they're opening 7 schools for refugees. So comedians, how will the George and Amal schools be different from regular schools? Go. Maggie.
They'll teach the kids how to do everything from be a doctor to rob a casino.
Ben.
The 3 R's are reading, writing, and rock throwing.
Heather.
They'll have to suffer through the very boring Brad Pitt teaching architecture.
Chris.
Think of how much fun how you'll have changing the M to an N and a mall. Wait, I'm not done yet. On the school billboard. Thank you.
Heather.
He's hot!
Casey.
The students will be impressed by a roof.
Ben.
Tequila on tap.
Tequila, yes, for free, absolutely. All right, audience, let's vote East Coast or West Coast. Who gets the vote?
Oh.
East Coast by just this much. Kind of a commanding lead here, 450 to 200, but still, we've got plenty of points on the board for you guys as we move on to the next one. Now, this is some interesting news. We kind of assume that millennials are better at all the tech stuff than older folks, except science has found that millennials are no better at learning technology and at multitasking than older people. So, comedians, name something else that science will prove about millennials. Go. Chris.
Eggplants look nothing like penises.
Ben.
That their leading cause of death will be text walking.
Very dangerous. Casey.
Entitlement. Good for the heart.
Ben.
That you cannot ghost your student loans.
Maggie.
That they can even.
Heather.
That the guy you've been texting for a year is really an obese lesbian living in a trailer park.
Ben.
That you can't move back into your parents' house if you never moved out.
Heather.
Taking photos on a blow-up swan in a pool is not real modeling.
Heather again.
Oh, go!
Time's up. Time's up.
If we don't win that round.
That was just great to just watch Heather's moment. That was like, I enjoyed that. That was fun. Did you enjoy it, audience? Let me see the votes. East Coast, West Coast. Making it respectable right now with our East Coasters leading by 100 points. It is 450 to 350, but we're going to settle this once and for all with punchlines for the best photos of the day. It's photo finish when we come back. Follow @Punchline TV show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. What is it? MySpace? Farmers Only. Tinder? It's kind of weird.
Take a seat, everyone. Punchline is back.
You know, I feel like one of those ring girls at a boxing match. This is what they're fighting for. It is the coveted Punch Bowl in our East Coast versus West Coast battle. And right now, the East Coasters lead 450 to 350, despite the fact that the West Coast team has a 47 to 29 punchline advantage. So you guys are getting quality over quantity. Let's see if that can...
Pressing the button more.
They press the button a lot, yes.
No, she doesn't have any answers when she presses the button.
Well, we're going to see how they do in this round. Our final round is our photo finish round. We're going to show our comics the best photos of the day, and they're going to give us their punchlines. And every vote counts here. So if you're watching in Hollywood here with us live, or live in Atlanta, Minneapolis, or on Facebook Live, you're going to get a chance to grade the jokes on a scale of 0 to 100. That score equals points, and it will decide who takes home the Punch Bowl.
And no pressure to those of you voting, but I promised a young sick boy in hospital that we'd win for him.
He did not. He's making that up. All right, because our West Coasters are trailing, they will lead us off. 90 seconds are up on the clock. Maggie, you're going to lead us off. Ready? Go.
I'd like to thank God and my agent, with whom this Best Mom trophy would have never been possible.
Let's see the votes. 71, Ben.
And the award for worst relationship choices goes to...
Audience. 71, Heather.
Good mom, didn't her kid just get kidnapped?
Audience. 70, Maggie.
Next. Making it rain doesn't look as fun as they make it look in the rap videos.
Audience. 77, Ben.
Even weirder is just under the frame. All of his documents are in an upside-down umbrella.
Audience. 65, Heather.
Next. This used to be so much more fun when we would weigh Coke.
Audience. 70, Maggie.
2 gold coins for 2 limes? That sounds about right. I'm in.
Audience. 78, Ben.
My brother Earl's been screwing me out of money for decades.
Let's see the votes. 76, Heather.
Next. Why does Harry get to go to Vegas and I have to play soccer in a suit?
Audience. 84, Maggie.
Oh, please hit the crown jewels. I don't want any more kings.
Audience.
Next.
78,
Next. They've got to stop killing all these pandas.
Audience, let's get those votes in. 78 gives our West Coasters a final tally of 1,168. So East Coast, that is the score that you have to beat tonight. Chris, you look like a guy who feels relaxed, loose, confident.
Very loose, yeah. I wore a tie. And
Yeah, I mean, yeah, got it out of the closet, dusted it off,
Ties are
put it
not
on.
loose, but whatevs, you know.
All right,
It's a loose tie.
90 seconds are on the clock. Chris, you are up first. Ready? Go.
what do you mean I can't serve in the military?
77. Charles.
My Snapchat is about to be lit.
Audience. 80. Casey.
Oh, look, it's Winnie the Ooh.
Audience. 77. Chris.
Next. Mom Jean's Buyers Club.
Audience. 69. Charles.
Yeah, I got a gut, but I'll still take your girl though.
All right. 68. Casey.
How to lose your shape in 10 days.
Audience. 79. Chris.
Next. I knew this Carnival cruise was a bad idea.
Audience. 76. Charles.
The jury's still out on global warming.
Audience. 81. Casey.
I told you the anchor was too heavy.
Audience. 79. Chris.
Next. This is going to make this really hard for these guys to come out of the closet.
Let me see the votes. 72. Charles.
I think I put my brother somewhere, but I can't find him.
Where is he? Let's see. 79. Casey.
We switch when it rains.
Audience. 80. All right, let's add up all the numbers. Like I said before, the score that you had to beat tonight was 1,168. Our East Coast team set a new punchline record with 1,367. This belongs to you. Hey, now I'm gonna hang out with you guys over here. Hey, great job tonight. Our East Coasters are the winners. Thank you for being here, West Coasters. Thank you, our audience, for hanging out with us. And thank you at home for watching. Remember, keep up with the headlines, and we will bring you the punchlines. Bye, everybody. Follow at Punchline TV Show on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. What is it? MySpace? Farmers Only. Tinder?